What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hugo Ceneviva Retouching on YouTube. Now, our channel is gonna be in English because I wanna try to reach a bigger audience. But don't worry, if you don't speak English, especially for the Brazilian people that are used to having my channel in Portuguese and everything, it's not gonna be in Portuguese anymore, it's gonna be in English. But we're gonna have subtitles in Spanish, in Portuguese, and many other languages, okay? So if you don't speak English, don't worry. But I feel like now that I'm celebrating 10 years living here in America, it was time for me to make the transition and start making content in English. Because this year I'm gonna speak in a conference in English for the first time. I'm super excited about it. And what I want to do with this channel, guys, I want to bring cool stuff. What is going to be the cool stuff? We're going to look at the market. What's going on in the market? What is the new AI tool? What's going on? What is my take on it? Because I have over 10 years of experience working on high-end retouching. And I feel like I can help or at least give an opinion for a person that is starting or that is looking for some answers, because let's just be honest, there's a lot of things happening this year and started last year, and we don't know how the future is going to be. So I feel like if we create this sense of community and we have a lot of engagement for our listeners, talking and exchanging stories and talking about new techniques, how we can adapt so we can succeed in the future, I feel like that's the main idea for me on this YouTube channel now, and with these weekly videos. Okay, I just want to give you a little bit of how we're gonna work. Usually I open up, talk a little bit of what's going on with my life, my work, my freelance, and then we're gonna have 5 images every week that I'm gonna give feedback live here. And if you want to participate, I'll leave my email, so you can send your artwork for a review. Everything is gonna be on the comment section. So don't worry, everything is gonna be ready for you. I just ask you that please send your image in a resolution that it's nice. Don't send me stuff that is low res, because I wanna zoom in, I wanna analyze your image, and if you don't have enough quality, it's a little hard for me. So, and if you have before and afters, if you have Behance link, whatever, send it to me via email. Send me a link, like a Google link or a WeTransfer, something, whatever. It can be there for like a week or so, because sometimes I'm very busy and I don't have time to download everything. But I always make sure that I download. And if for example the link is broken or the link is expired, I'll reply to you on email and say, hey man, I need a new link for this. But I think this is a cool way to keep ourselves very fresh. So we're gonna have these 5 images from our listeners, which is a transition from the digital artist React. So I'm gonna give you feedback. I'm gonna tell you what I think could be improved or what I liked on your image. And then we're gonna talk about the market. Of course, we're gonna talk about AI. We're going to talk about the applications that we're using, integrating with Photoshop. We're going to talk about resolutions, enhancers, because now we have Midjourney and everything. But we're not going to go away from the main thing, that is high-end retouching. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for 10 years. And that's what I'm specialized at. So I'm here to help you out. And so buckle up, get ready, and let's have some fun. Let's look at what's going on in the market. I separate some things here for you guys, and I want to let you know I'm gonna bring works from Behance that I think it's cool, that I think has something creative. I follow a lot of people. I'm a big student of retouching and images in general, so I'm gonna be bringing to you guys a lot of things that to try to help you, try to make you better. Okay, so let's start with a really funny thing that happened. I still can't believe this happened, but well, here we are. So I don't know if you noticed, but or if you heard about on Facebook or Instagram, this was kind of like it went viral. Wacom, which is the biggest tablet and devices to draw in the world, they released a campaign that they released a campaign, a marketing campaign, and they were using a AI generated image, more specifically this dragon here. And this was a big thing in the community. Why? Because you are going pretty much against the grain, right? Like you sell drawing devices, but you didn't hire an illustrator or an artist to make you like an exclusive image so you can market. And this was a big thing. I saw a bunch of people on Facebook, on Instagram, going crazy because I know a lot of illustrators. And I thought it was cool to bring here so we can have a conversation. Because I think 2 weeks after that, Wacom released this note, this letter of apology. And they pretty much, as you can read here, they pretty much says that, let me read for you. We want to assure that we want to assure you that using AI generated images in these assets was not our intent. So pretty much they say that they got this image from a third-party vendor and it was indicated that it was not AI generated. And then they wait for process inside Wacom, and even then the people keep saying, they say that this is not AI generated. But clearly we can see here, because there is, I saw a post from a guy that was saying that there was some parts here. It actually looks very AI because some parts are kind of messed up, and you can see this was a big feed, 22 likes and a lot of comments here. And it was kind of crazy because I never thought, like, that's kind of a big mistake, you know, because Wacom always was for artists, you know, like, and now with AI, this uncertainty of like what's gonna happen in the future, as illustrations gonna be made by AI and everything, I thought Wacom was gonna be on the side of the artist, and they make a mistake like this. So it kind of makes you think, it's like, okay, wow, was this really a mistake? Like if I'm not gonna lie, if I was working at a Wacom and I was like the manager of this, whoever did this would be fired. And I would supervise every image because I'm a kind of an image freak. So this is one news. All right, so let's go to another news. Remember that I was telling you guys that I'm gonna speak at a conference in New England, and to be more specific, in Connecticut. It's called Lens and Light. It happens from 26 to 29 of February. And I want to play a little video for you guys because I think it's really cool. And if for some reason you live in the area or you're interested, come by, you know? Let me play for you guys.
It all started with a dream. To bring the New England photography community together under one roof for 4 epic days of education, inspiration, and community building that has lacked in our area for far too long. In the quintessential town of Mystic, Connecticut, the perfect backdrop for all of it to unfold, we've chosen beautiful locations for hands-on workshops and hired the best photography speakers New England has to offer. If you are looking to grow as a photographer in 2020
Oh, that's big.
and have an incredible time doing it with all that we've planned, you won't want to miss Lens and Light. Join us February 26th through 29th in Mystic, Connecticut as we become better photographers together.
Well, that was the video. And if anybody is interested, this is the website lensandlightct.com. We're 38 days away, and I'm gonna be speaking on Wednesday, and my speaking is gonna be about commercial retouching techniques and how retouching techniques vary in different situations, different styles, and we also gonna talk about the rise of AI and how that is affecting, how I think it's gonna affect the workflow. Okay. So now we're gonna look at another kind of a crazy news. There's people saying that there's a lawsuit that is going on that accuse AI of misusing their, kind of stealing their style and using to train their AI, most likely Midjourney, they say Stability AI and DeviantArt. They say that they didn't license their works, and now there's a lot of people that kind of have a very similar style to what you can do in Midjourney. So it's pretty bad, guys. I feel like at some point we're gonna have to have some sort of copywriting. We're gonna have to put some laws in place, just so people don't steal your IP, your intellectual property. That is your style. The way that you, for example, the way that I retouch, the color work that I do, I don't want that to be stolen, and be used by everybody else, because I spent years and years developing and to get these skills, to get this good. But I want to be honest, this the market and the way of work, how we were used to, maybe it's not going to be the same. I feel like the market's going to change, but I believe if you are working on high-end retouching and you prepare yourself and keep yourself sharp and also keep yourself updated with everything that is happening, I feel like we can now be successful. For me, it's like, okay, remember when we used to shoot film and then the digital cameras came and it was a crazy revolution. This is kind of the next revolution, but it's almost like you have CGI, illustrations, retouching photography, everything in just text to image, which is crazy. And it's like, I'm really enjoying, because I am, for example, I use my Midjourney for ideas, for brainstorming stuff, because I don't know how to draw. So I use for inspiration, and then when I go shoot my stuff, try to shoot my images, I try to make something that is better than the AI. So for me, it's a really good source of inspiration, especially when I'm brainstorming, kind of exploring different concepts and everything. I feel like that's going to be really cool, especially for example, for the people that work with advertisement. That's what I do pretty much. I feel like it's going to be pretty cool, because we're going to be able to work on different visuals and everything. How are we going to make the visuals that are made in Midjourney in high res enough? We'll see, because I feel like there is a lot to improve yet. And if you study AI, you can kind of see like how they you can kind of see how the images are made. There's some sort of grain, there's some characteristics that you can kind of get that they are AI generated. But I'm sure we're gonna talk enough about this, and let's move to the other subject. This is big, guys. This next one is big. It's Getty Images. They sign a contract with NVIDIA, which is the upfront of this AI revolution, because NVIDIA is the one that built the supercomputers that people are buying and using. And NVIDIA now it's gonna have AI generated service at Getty Images. I believe Getty Images is one of the most famous stock photo website. And you can come here and kind of request your demo. I already did. I did it today. So once I have more information, I'll let you know. They don't give you a lot. It's kind of, you see the interface, it's kind of very similar to the Adobe Firefly kind of thing. So you have the ratios, you have other things here. I'm not sure if this is like a prototype or if they're gonna improve more on this, but I think it's very interesting because you would think that the stock photo companies would ended up making AI. It's crazy because it's like everybody has an AI now. Every company has an AI. Like for Adobe has their AI for Photoshop. They have the AI for Illustrator. They have the AI for Premiere. So I think every application is gonna have some sort of AI integrated some way, because that's the future. And for example, if we can create all beautiful images, awesome. But what's the resolution is gonna be? You know, like what is the real quality of the images? Because most of the time you see people posting on Instagram and it's small, it's really small. Like for me that work with high end, like we work in the resolutions that are way bigger. So this is one of the things, for example, are you gonna be able to export this as layers? Like this is something that I was thinking about it too. So I don't know, like we will see what happens, but that's definitely something that I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I think it's really interesting how to see how this market is shifting. And it's hard to, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's really hard to follow because it's so much. Like I have a newsletter that I get AI news every week, and it's crazy. Every week they have 10 new AIs. You pretty much have an AI for anything you need nowadays. It's crazy. Okay, I want to talk about one more thing before we go to Behance and start looking at some nice artworks and analyzing the artist's works. I have a class on ProEDU that I really recommend if you wanna get better at attention to detail, retouching in general, cleaning, lighting adjustments, color adjustments. I want to share with you guys my battle tested retouching. It's on ProEDU. You go proedu.com and you should be able to find on the retouching tab. And I have been getting a lot of reviews. There's a lot of people that send me message all the time. So I want to thank you guys for sharing this stuff and giving me feedback, because I'm getting a lot of nice feedback. And if you want to check it out, if you want to go a little deeper in product retouching, this is really good for you. And this workflow, guys, can apply to anything. This is the workflow that I use in my daily work, and it's battle tested, which means I already tested this for years and years. So I highly recommend you to check it out. The Behance Speaks. What's the Behance Speaks, Hugo? It's gonna be weekly. I'm gonna bring works of artists that I admire, that I enjoy their work, and I love their style. Okay, so is it gonna be linear? No, depends on what I see, what I have saved on my mood boards. I'm gonna bring to you guys, and always trying to be different, being creative, and exploring visuals that was not done before or is done in a different way. Because I think like one of the most important things as an artist is to always try to do something that is different. Like I don't like people that say, oh, I just have this style, I just do artworks this way. Okay, I respect that, but I feel like if you are like a curious artist like I am, you try new things all the time. The fun is the discovery, is to go after, to try something different, to kind of shock the people and like have a big thing on social media, you know? Because for me it's like our portfolio, it's our store. So if I only have the same stuff on my store, I don't think it's gonna be very different from the other stores around me that you can see, for example, on Behance. That is a huge, uh, huge platform. It's the biggest platform in the world. It's owned by Adobe. So here's where you're gonna find the best of the best. And this is why I'm bringing to you guys different artworks that I separate here, that I think they're cool and curious in some ways. And I think it's gonna be really nice for us to dive deep, and maybe you can get an insight for a project that you wanna do, you know? Maybe you saw a color combination that you wanna try in a project. Like, this is for you to get inspired and to maybe kick off a personal project that you have been saving for a long time, you know? So let's have some fun. Let's enjoy, and let's go over some of the works here. But before that, I want to share something with you guys that I was really happy when it happened. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Behance has they do freelance work now, and you can come here on the hire tab. Is where you can find freelancers all over the world, and some of these people, Behance select different artists, like just a few artists, just a few few artists, a really small group, to be their featured freelance. That is the freelancers that would represent the quality and everything that Behance stands for. And I have to confess, I am really honored, because when you click on retouching and then you go freelance, it's your boy right here, the first option. And I believe I am one of the only retoucher that is featured. This guy Ashi, he's a photographer. He's an art director photographer. So I don't know if it's for retouching, but he's here with me. So congratulations too. And I'm really happy because I work really hard and I dedicate myself to build a nice portfolio. I just told you that has been 10 years that I'm living here in America, working hard on this. So this is kind of the work that I do. If you don't know my work yet, check it out, my Behance, and you can see a lot of cool stuff there. And once I start getting more freelance work from Behance, I'll update you guys and I'll let you know how it's going. Okay? And that's it. Now let's go to the works, because I don't want to talk about myself. Come on. All right. The first work that I'm bringing here is from an old friend. His name is Tintadder. He's an amazing photographer, legendary. If you see, this is his profile here, Tintadder on Behance. You can go to his website, tintadder.com, if you want to check it out more, his work. And it's an amazing artist, super creative, explore colors. He always worked with dynamic shots. He did a lot of work for amazing brands, sports, fashion, you name it. He has been through everything and he's still killing it. I don't know if he's still working. I believe he's still working. I saw that he was shooting something. But now he's doing a lot of fine art too, which is this Nothing to See project and other ones. Is really cool, really strong message. So if you don't know his work, check it out. It's worth it. See how many Behance little awards he has. So he's truly an inspiration. And I believe this job here he did with Jana. I think it was Jana Deresh, the retoucher. that okay, here. No, let me see if I can find on the website if they have more detail there. I just want to make sure that I give the credit to the retoucher because I am a big fan of her work. So I just want to do the right thing. So bear with me real quick here, guys. Portraits, fine art, concepts. God damn it! It's gonna be. I don't know. Okay. See all. Let's find this. I want to make sure that I give the credit to her. Sorry, guys. God damn it. Let me see if I can find those. Okay, we're gonna see now. Jana Heinderich. Yeah, sorry, my pronunciation sometimes sucks, so bear with me. Her work is amazing, guys. She is amazing, really, really good. So I believe it was she did that work. She did a lot. Right here. Okay, cool. So I got it right. So Jana, if you're seeing this video, shout out to you. Great work as usual. All right, so let's look at the images now. Why do I love these images so much? Because it's a combination between fashion, reflective material, and this beautiful work of lighting and color, which we have a duality of colors, and the lighting and the color kind of helps shape the individual and enhances the outfit that they're using. So it's really, really cool. You can see this is a very creative work. For example, this one you have a strong lighting coming from the kind of from right to left, but the lighting is a little low, so you can see that hits her the lower part of her nose, and you have something another lighting on the side, a little more green, contrabalancing everything. But you can see that it gives a really nice combination of colors. It makes the outfit pop, and the model looks super cool, because sometimes it's hard to be creative with fashion brands, and I feel like on this case, team did a good job of just being creative and creating some awesome visuals. Like you can see that they're always playing with this duality, and you can see that here he's playing even a little more. Like he has a kind of a blue, kind of cyan gel on this side, and then he has a red here, and then I think they probably cut off the person and then add these gradients on the background, or maybe the background was this way. I'm just guessing here. But you can see that it's a beautiful color combination that brings these outfits to life and enhance little details that you have in a very creative way. Look at how beautiful this looks, because I feel like this hoodie is kind of see-through. So we probably put a really strong lighting behind so this light could pass over and kind of illuminate this part of her face here. You can see that it's very harmonic. Like it's it's super colorful, it's fresh, and it enhances the subject and also enhances the outfit, which is the main thing. Same thing here, really nice. This is kind of a dreamy, like it's kind of levitating, and you see the gradients again inverted. So you have the red light here, a warmer, and then this warm comes to the left, and then you have the blue lighting here, and then it goes to blue here. So it's very dynamic. It's very complementary colors. It's colors that are kind of the opposite, but when working together, they will look really nice. Again, another one. This coat is awesome. Like you can see, because it's super reflective, it's see-through, so it's kind of like it gives another dimension to the images. Another shot too. Nice. Look at how crisp the image is. The work on the skin, volume, the lighting, everything. The retouching on this was flawless. Beautiful work. Same thing. Now with different colors, and you notice that sometimes he used a lot of the white outfits or lighter outfits so they can cast a lot of the lighting that he's using. Look how cool this looks on her face here. It's very impactful. Can you imagine this in a billboard or something like this? I actually like this one a lot too. Really beautiful. Look how the lighting touch her face slightly, but because she has the hoodie, so it blocks a little bit and it gives this awesome atmosphere and feeling to the images. Another one, really nice. I like how dark he made in some points, just to be a little more minimalistic and kind of focus in small details, and it brings a little drama to the images too. Really nice work. Okay, this was the job from Tintadder. If you want to check him out, just go on Behance and go Tintadder. Now, this is a curious one because I followed these guys for a long time. Their name is Mainworks GmbH. I believe they are a company that is specialized on CGI for cars, CGI and retouching, mainly for cars, as you can see on their portfolio. Of course, they do other things too, but I believe their main product, it's automotive retouching. I might be wrong, but from what I've been searching and from what I know from them, I believe they do everything, but the strong, as you can see, for the amount of work of cars that they have here. And why did I bring this project to you guys? Because they started doing some AI experiments. So I think it's like this one, yeah. They started making some tests with AI. So I think on this one, it's fully CG, but the people are AI generated. So let's look at this close. Like, you can see that you have a little... I'd love to see this closer, but you can see that the people are AI. You can see the hair there. All the crazy outfits. Like if you're researching AI, you're gonna see a lot of these things. Like it's kind of like it's crazy because people do a style and everybody copies. It's like, guys, the cool thing is to be different. But I think on this one they try to bring a little colorful approach with this car, which is a very, very cool car if you look. But I really like the colors, and I thought it was interesting to bring in so we can look and see what you guys think. Like this hair, I feel like could be done in a little better way because it's kind of a brush it out in some parts. But what I'm trying to see is the quality of the image, but I'm not allowed to zoom in as much, and I think they use some upscale tools for this, or they just took the resolution down from the render. But it's nice. You can see that people are trying to incorporate this because there's a kind of a gray area where, like, oh, what's gonna be now? Is it AI? It's gonna be a source of assets for us? Are we gonna be able to combine AI with photography? I saw Eric Almas posting about that. He has a post on his blog. that we can go check it out. And I just think it's interesting to have a conversation because it's really, oh, here, AI and me. If you want to go to his blog to check it out, it's a really extensive post. He's talking about AI, what he thinks is gonna happen, and yeah, it's really cool because Eric has been at the forefront of the industry, like Team Tyler too. So it's good to see and hear what these people think and their opinions. I'm trying to do the same here, and I want to bring information. But for example, I like it, the image, but the people still throw me off a little bit. You know, they're still a little weird. The hair is a little weird. I feel like some parts could be improved, but like the hair in this case too, the eyes of the subject are not very nice. Like, doesn't make a lot of sense at some points. I feel like the other project's kind of better, but I feel like this project, the idea that they had was kind of to be like overboard, you know, like, oh, we're gonna explore this to the max and kind of combine with some cool, we're gonna combine with some cool CGI, and we're gonna do a masterful color work over so we can have images that look cohesive. Even if you, for example, if you have a annoying person like me that always look at the details and blah blah blah, so it's like, even then it looks good. You can clearly see that the quality is not the same as the rest of the image, but I feel like it was this eyes here is kind of weird. It was a cool approach. Let's put it like that. Sometimes you do work to be creative, and I think they were trying to do something groundbreaking here, because I think they were the first ones that I saw kind of incorporating the AI and photo together. I feel like the first one that I saw was this one. No, it was this one. You see, it's AI, like, but I think they wanted to show, hey, we now can do, this is another arm of our production capabilities that in the future we're gonna use it, and this is a first look for you. Again, you see the resolution, it's not good. You see the eyes. There's many things with AI, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on us looking at everything and kind of seeing where the market is. Because, for example, I want to try that too. I want to try to do a project like that, but I was waiting for the resolution to get a little better, because I usually shoot my projects when I'm not working with photographer. So for me, it's really hard to not care about the quality of my image, because this is the main thing. It's almost like you asking for Apple. Their phone is beautiful, but it's slow. You know, doesn't make a lot of sense for me. But I understand that maybe they wanted to show, hey, this is what we can do now. I believe this is a bunch of shots that they got from background, and they pop in these AI characters. This one is really cool. It's kind of an old school style, but you can see that the quality is so small we can even zoom in. So I think it was more like an exploration. Let's check it out, the video. Or maybe this was a commercial. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they did in partnership with McGround to bring something cool. And because, guys, AI, everybody wants to do something with AI now. Let's see. With one of my old backgrounds image for cars, McGround offers largest. This The right environment for every type of vehicle, every brand. Stay creative. Okay. So maybe it's a background campaign that they executed for them. Interesting. I like it. I think it's cool. Of course, I am still a little reluctant about, just because of the quality. I don't want to post stuff on my portfolio that doesn't have a great quality. So that's my only thing on this. But you can check it out, their work. Main Works, they have been around for a long time, and they have amazing work as far as CGI retouching goes. And I believe they're going to do great too when it comes to AI. Okay, let's go for the last one of the day. Okay. Let me do this one. This is a photographer that I follow. I believe he's Japanese. His name is Billy Wu. Super creative photographer. Amazing. Does a lot of cars, a lot of subject with cars, and he's the type of photographer that I love. He's always trying to do something different. I believe he does his own retouching. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to show this one because I really loved it. Because usually in cars, sometimes people that work with cars, they try to work with a super high contrast. You have a lot of photographers that have this kind of style. But I feel like on this one, Billy Wu did something that was different from most that I saw, because it surprised me by how dark the image is, but it's still striking, and you have points of light in different parts that makes different details of the image pop a little more. Let's go over here. Agency, give me. Post-producer Taobao, maybe it's, no, photo retouch Billy Wu, yeah. So he does his stuff. See? Super high contrast, dark image, but you see the details here. You have a little bit on the face, a little bit on the arm, and you have a little bit on the ground. What does that do? That guides your eye. Like you have a little bit more lighter here, a little bit here. I'm sure he kind of forced this to be dark and kind of kill the light to some parts so he could explore exactly this minimal details here to create something that is different, that is creative, and is beautiful. Let's just be honest. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to see this big. Okay. So let's go back. I think this is all the layouts that he did. Then you have the brand with the shots. You can see that all shots are high contrast, and they are illuminating specific spots. A lot of work with silhouetting and shadow to define and explore better ways to show images, because that's what we do, guys. We always try to do something new. We always try to create a new visual, a new idea, and because we want to be different, we want to be desired by our clients, so we have to keep investing in that. Look at that. This is beautiful, and it's so subtle. It's almost when I saw this project for the first time, I was like, man, this is almost too dark. But then I was looking, when I got to the end of the project, I was like, wow, this guy is a genius. Like, this is beautiful. I wish he posted like a BTS behind the scenes so we could see like how he shot this. Because I am assuming the shadows are kind of strong, but not this strong. So I think there was a lot of retouching work and a lot of processing the raws to get to this specific look. And it's just beautiful. nice. So beautiful. You can see because the scene is so dark, the silhouette of the car and specific parts of the car, they just pop. And your eye goes directly there. It's amazing. This one is a little lighter because you have all this floor here. But still, you can see that he kind of made it darker here, the whole thing, to create this contrast. And it was creative. It was really well done, and that's what I'm kind of looking for here when it comes to this type of work, the Behance picks that I told you guys that I'm gonna bring every week. And to finalize our first episode, I wanted to invite you, if you wanna have your work revised by me, send an email to Hugo Ceneviva. No, send an email to me. I'll leave my email on the description of this YouTube video. And if you want to check it out, more work from Billy Wu, I think it's worth, like this one too, is so cool. He has a lot of cool work. And like he's truly an artist. Like his work is beautiful. It's unbelievable. Like he was playing with like this kind of thing and having the water around. So nice. It's amazing to see how he can explore different things and still produce the highest quality of work. It's beautiful. It's really inspiring. Okay, guys. So remember, if you want to have your image revised by me, send it to me on my email. The link should be in the description. And I'll see you guys next week so we can talk a little bit more, and then we can dive deep in some of our listeners' artwork. Sounds good? Hugo Ceneviva, directly from Los Angeles, signing off.